that comes with, I think Windows.
Yeah. Well, speedtest.net.
Yeah,
It's .org.
yeah. Windows has one built in, has a app built in. Comes with, I think
Ulka, I think is the name of the company that is on the Microsoft Store.
Oh, that's the same one. That's the same one then.
Yeah.
Speedtest.org.
Yeah.
I think it's .org.
Well, Windows 10 has a built-in app that I use.
Raise my hand.
No, it is .net.
This is just speed test.
Carl has his hand up.
Go ahead, Carl.
Hey, Ron, I sent you an email of that guy, I think in the Netherlands, who blew up his Tesla.
Yeah, I saw that. That's been going around for a couple of weeks now. Yeah. That was 60 pounds of dynamite, and he took it out to a quarry, like an old quarry, and he strapped 60 pounds on it and blew it up. It was going to cost him $15,000 to get a new battery. And he said, I'd rather blow the car up than pay 15 grand. So he did. And it blew the rock. 60 pounds of dynamite really blows.
Yeah, it was actually the exchange in his country was 20,000 pounds or whatever their units are. In the US, it was $22,000. And I think I said, beware of anybody selling their car if they say it just needs a new battery.
I don't even know where you'd get that much dynamite. Is it legal to buy that amount? I guess, wasn't it Finland? Carl, was it Finland that they did that?
Well, I don't understand.
Finland or Denmark. It was a Danish country, a Scandinavian country.
Well, Carl,
Got it off the internet.
Was there something else wrong with the automobile? Because I thought on those superchargers that Tesla has, they replaced the battery.
This was beyond warranty.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he had the car 8 years, and he was having problems with the battery, and it was only a 7-year warranty. And they said the problem was just the battery. Now, that's the problem with buying early technology. Can you imagine? I would think he'd have trouble selling for much anyways, because an 8-year-old electric vehicle, could you imagine the changes? It'd be like an 8-year-old laptop. You want to buy my 8-year-old laptop?
You know, I follow you. But I guess I'm on the wrong impression.
The battery was gone, and they said the only thing to do was replace it. But that's what I was thinking. It was a publicity stunt. He wanted to be in the world's record first one to blow up Tesla.
So here's an interesting, you guys, that everyone should think about this. So we were out for dinner last night talking to a group of people, and some of us were thinking about maybe buying a new car this coming year or this year. And, we were all yakking about, should we get an electric or not? And the question really comes up, if you do buy a gas car and you pay a lot of money for a gas car, don't you think that it's rapidly going to change the technology? We're all going to be electrified pretty soon. Do you think it's really worth buying a gas car? Because do you think, what will it be worth in 5 years? Like if the technology changes so much in the next 5 years, even though you have a relatively new car that works fine, if it's running gas, is it going to be worth anything? And that's that. And then should you lease? Because then the lease is just for 3 years or 4 years, and then you get rid of it and you don't really have a problem. I'm sort of wondering what I'm going to do. I don't know yet. This is sort of an interesting conundrum.
Well, remember my predictions? I talked about electric cars.
Mm-hmm.
And the market is just exploding with new models that are coming out by mainstream manufacturers. And there's some of them that are looks like they're going to be pretty good. So I think
until you can put an electric car and gas it up with electricity as fast as you can with a gasoline engine, I don't think they're gonna. That's the biggest drawback for them. You've got to wait so long to fill it up.
Usually it's
that's not good in today's society. We want to get it done and go.
Well, some of them are.
The other problem is the initial outlay. We're talking about electric car like it's, hey, I could buy a house cheaper than I could buy an electric car.
Well, that's what I was talking about, Bob. Yeah. Two things. One is that the prices are coming down on some models, and that the time for the charging is shortening. Some of them can be charged as quickly as 20 to 30 minutes.
And which is not the same as 5 minutes.
Well, that's true. Although
No,
the
you're-
Teslas, they had one with their superchargers where they replaced the battery completely. They can do that in less time than doing it at the regular gas pump.
Who has
But
got
those are
music
not-
on?
Those are not readily available to everyone.
Listen, I worked for a gas pipeline for 20 years. And there's no way you're going to, these little skinny wires that go up on these poles, you're going to convert all of that oil and those hundreds of thousands of miles of pipeline and gas pipelines to run on those skinny little electric wires. What's going to happen, Bill? You'll be able to charge your car in a hurry, but you're going to have like ration books. You get to charge yours out between 3 and 4 in the morning, and Bob over there between 5 and 6, because there's no way you're going to transfer those there are trillions of BTUs of energy trying to run it in those electric wires. It ain't going to happen.
Yeah, so another thing, one of my friends has a Toyota gasoline electric car.
Hybrid.
It's an SUV, and he was telling me that he gets 26 miles to the gallon on it. In our 2019 Odyssey, we get 32 miles to the gallon, and it's a gasoline thing. So I don't think that there's
26 is wrong. 26 is wrong. You're not going to get 26 on a hybrid.
Well, Bob, it
62
shows it right on
maybe.
his computer when we're driving it.
He may be driving it with a lead foot. My wife
That's-
Carol has a
And he's
hybrid
not on
Toyota.
electric.
And when she gets 40 miles to the gallon or more frequently, up on the screen says, excellent.
And
Wow.
and that's
Little reinforcement.
instantaneous, doesn't count. When I'm driving my Corvette down the hill, I'm getting about 55 miles a gallon.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, hold on just a minute. Let's ask Detlef. Detlef, I saw Detlef on. What's happening in Germany with the electrification of cars? Are you seeing lots of that, or what's happening over there?
He's muted.
You're muted, Detlef.
I mean, there's a big push here to go to electric vehicles. And they've had hybrids around for quite some time, but every large manufacturer, Volkswagen, Mercedes, BMW, Audi, they're all working on electric cars. Germany, just 2 days ago, I think on the 1st of January, shut down 2 of only 4 nuclear reactors. So now there's only 2 left here. And people are really concerned about having renewable energy. And one of those things is to be able to switch to electric cars.
Now, what would be if you were going to buy a car now? And in fact, I read it's something where one of the cities in Germany had outlawed diesel. Was it this year? Or in a couple of years?
Yeah,
there's
it's
no more
they're outlawed in certain parts. Like I'm in Berlin.
Right.
I've got a sticker on my car that says it's been tested, and it's a green sticker that lets me drive anywhere in Berlin.
Mhm.
If you don't have that sticker because you have a diesel or something, you can only drive in parts of the suburbs. The other thing that I've seen here for the last few years is that there's recharging stations everywhere.
Mhm.
If I go to somebody's house, Berlin was not designed for cars. Okay, the streets are too narrow, and it just was not designed for cars. So people park on the street, they park up on the curb, and the parking spots are always full. I mean, I've driven somewhere and had to park 2-3 blocks away just to find a parking spot. But in among those parking spots, every so often there's recharging area, and then on either side of it, only electric vehicles can park. and you get a ticket if you parked it with a non-electric vehicle, and you can plug in overnight or whatever. Here in the subdivision that I live in, there are several people that have electric cars. I see cables coming out of the house plugging into the car. So they're charging it on their house current too.
Right.
So my question is the current, we've had some problems up in Idaho and in Oregon on the charging stations. That's the wrong current, and those cars have caught on fire. Have they solved that?
That was
I
the
don't know
Bolt.
anything about that.
That was a Chevrolet Bolt
Yep.
that had that issue. I think they corrected that. I don't know what, it was overheating.
Yeah,
But that was
apparently
just that was
the-
just on that one model.
well, I guess by the amperage, it was too low, and so it was heating up those batteries, and they were catching on fire.
Yeah, that was just,
Most of those charging systems, same way with like these cordless drills and stuff, they have a temperature sensor. Same way with, and Ron covered this too about the lithium ion batteries. They have temperature sensors in the batteries, and they reduce the current as the temperature rises. So something happened in the Bolt, that sensor obviously wasn't working.
there was a recall on those. I think that's been taken care of. But even here in Oklahoma, in my little suburb, there are like 4 charging stations within a couple blocks of my house, which I find amazing. And the other thing is that here I see Teslas all over the place, which I'm really surprised by the amount of electric vehicles. That's the only model I see, but they're quite prevalent here in our city, which is in the middle, of the Oklahoma, middle of the country.
Bill, can you install one of those charging, what should I call it? Outlet
Charging-
in your house?
Yes,
Yes.
you can.
And then my friend did that. He was using the regular AC current for a while, but that took forever. So he had an electrician come in and I guess put a 220 line or something like that. So he gets it done in about a
The
quarter
same
of time.
plug, they use the same plug as your electric dryer.
Yeah.
220.
Murray,
I
go
have
ahead.
a solar system and use the solar system to charge my Kia on sunny days.
Oh, really? Cool. Murray, go ahead.
I just wanted to mention that I'm not sure if it's current or if they changed it, but they were at least talking of in Washington and Oregon in making all of what are now the HOV lanes into self-driving car lanes only.
Wow.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
Like that.
Anyway, in
That's-
my little town of 40,000, we have at least 10 Teslas. And the city has, in the public parking lots, they put charging stations down there for them.
Right. Well, it's going to
And
be
if
an
you have a
interesting.
Whole Foods, they have charging stations in their parking lots.
Right.
And here there's just 2 local grocery stores, which are
Right.
actually local. They're the ones that have the charging stations in their parking lots as well.
Let's just do a quick, I know Jim wants to say something, but just a minute. Let's do a quick poll. Does anyone here is driving an electric car? If you are, could you just raise your hand? Just to see how many people in the audience have an electric car today. If you have an electric car, Mike has one. And I don't think Jim's got his hand up, so he probably does. So is Mike the only one with an electric car? Mike, which one do you have?
I have a Kia plug-in hybrid. I
Yeah,
get
okay.
I get 26 miles on electric and then it goes into hybrid mode.
Okay. Just one, eh? So isn't that interesting? Well, you would
Well,
think.
the other question was, Ron, how many has hybrids?
All right, how many, is Mike the only one with a hybrid? Does anyone have a
My
Tom,
wife has one. Look,
Ray, Neil, what do you have?
I have an Avalon But I've had the hybrid since 2004.
Okay, and
Oh,
Tom,
that's right, yeah.
and Thomas, what do you have?
I have a Highlander hybrid, a 2020 Highlander.
Oh, those are so hard to find. Oh my gosh, you keep that car. I'll buy it from you. I'll give you a check. Tom, whatever you want, I'll just write you a check for it. I'll come down and pick it up.
You know, when
You only
the
got
to-
2 minutes left, and Jim wants to get a.
Jim, have you got a 2-minute question?
Just a statement. Has anybody thought about where these batteries get recycled and the source of the lithium, which is mainly owned by China these days? You know, what's going to happen when it comes time to.
Jim, I don't think we're going to be able to get into that in 2 minutes here. So anyway, good point.
Just
Tom,
for
do you want to
thought.
Tom, do you want to take your hand down then?
Okay. How do I do that?
Just
Same way you put it up.
in the reaction.
Okay, it's done.
All right. Well,
But
it's
I will
I just
say
wanted
this
one-
about,
one quick
Jim's
question.
question is
Murray,
that
go ahead.
Tesla is working on their, on that battery situation, and they're bringing all that on shore.
I just wanted to ask a question for you guys who do a lot of video production. Have any of you used Handbrake?
All the time, all the time.
Yeah, I just learned about it. It's really quite neat. It's quite slow to do what I want, but boy, it sure is neat, and all the things it does automatically.
Right.
I'm going to be talking more about that when I do my next part of my Plex
And when is
server.
that?
No, actually, I'm going to tell Ron next Monday. I'm going to do
Next Monday.
part
Good.
2.
And then when is Ron having this big debate?
17th. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
I got to mute everybody. So, because we're going to get the meeting started. So I'm going to mute everybody. And I'm going to be sharing my screen. And we should be ready to roll. And it is January the 3rd. It is Tech for Senior, season 90, episode 93. 93. Did I get it right, Bob? Anyway, episode 93. We will be moving into season 3 this year. Can you believe it? Hewie, can you believe it?
Unbelievable. It was going to be what, just a few, we figured a week, probably a month, maybe 2 months we'd be doing this, and that would be it.
Yeah, season 3. So yeah, amazing. So welcome everyone. Welcome to a great show. We have a big show for you today. Lots of interesting things happening. For those of you, you probably know that we are broadcasting this, not just, this is of course a Zoom meeting, but we're broadcasting this over to YouTube. And for those of you over on YouTube, it's a little bit different. We will have about a 50-minute show for you today. And then just prior to our music segment, we'll be ending that broadcast. And if you want to pop over, we've got about 75 people here today. You can pop over. We've got room for you. And if you want to participate in the Q&A. So we'll do the Q&A till about 20 minutes past the hour. And then we'll be moving into our free premiere service that we start at 1/2 the hour. Today on our premiere service, we will be offering Hewie or Dewey, who is actually going to join the meeting a little bit later. Dewey is starting the Silvercom Computer and Technology Club at Silver Ridge Resort, so he's working on that as I speak now. So good luck with their first meeting today. So Dewey's away, but he'll be talking on the internet by satellite. Then the second part will be Android widgets, and Marcia Berkey will be talking about that. And I'll be talking about the misunderstood Fitbit Sense watch, and that will all be at 1/2 on our YouTube channel. So yes, indeed. And now the other new thing that's happening this week, which we're all excited about, is we have, of course, we're starting our podcast. And so you'll be seeing our Thursday meeting, which of course we do on Thursday, will be available in addition to the Thursday meeting as a podcast. Now the podcast is going to come out on Friday morning, just to keep everybody a little bit confused, but it will be Friday morning at the same time, and it will be available initially on Spotify, but then will be as we increase our volume, it will be broadcast to all the different podcasting services. So what that really means is you'll be able to listen to our Thursday show on our on a podcast. So if you missed Thursday, you can certainly watch it. And so we're excited about that. And you'll see, I just don't want you to get confused with that, because it's on Friday. We're still doing the Thursday show, so that it will be the podcast that will be aired on Friday. Now, the big news, of course, in January is the Consumer Electronics Show. This is Mike Ungerman is keeping me posted on this. And Mike, if you could maybe put in the chat the link. He just sent me the link that you can watch some of the inaugural speeches and things that are happening. But this is the big, huge electronic show that occurs in Las Vegas, and this is where we get all our gadgets from. This is where the show is. All the latest in technology. So it's a pretty exciting time. So no doubt we'll see lots of things happening this next month. Now I'm going to have a brief intro. I'll say I want to just meet with everyone briefly and say hello, but we have a huge show today, so I don't want to yak too long here, because otherwise we're going to be way over. Hewie, have you been at the gym? Have you been, because on January the 17th, we're having our big Duke. I've been at the gym, getting my muscles going. And have you been working?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
I've been doing things that I haven't done in years.
All right. So the big debate is going to be on, of course, on the 17th, and that will be Hewie will be arguing for backing up your hard drive, and I'm going to argue against backing up the hard drive. I'm, of course, going to win, but that's beside the point. And we will see we'll get you all to vote, and you can all have a say in it. So that's going to take up most of our January the 17th meeting. Bob, you've got a big thing for us today. You're going to be telling us all about what happened last year.
A look back.
Do you think we're going to learn it?
Unfortunately, a look back also looks like a look into the future.
Do you think we'll learn anything?
I hope you have already learned something. This is just a refresher.
All right. And then, of course, Ray.
Yes.
How the heck did you get? You must have got some snow there for Christmas.
We got some right around Christmas. Unlike you, we did not have any rain, so the snow kind of stayed, and it's the last couple of nights it's been down in the teens, so it's a little bit more icy than ever. But it's only an inch or so it's no problem driving.
All right. And Bill, did you get? I know you're probably going to tell us about all the gadgets you got for Christmas, but I'm going to hold that for our Thursday show, so you don't spill the beans, so to speak. So yes, I think that's. Let's see. I don't think I missed anybody. I want to start the show now, because we have some big segments today. So Bob, do you want to get going with yours?
We can do that. Here is the Avast Security News recap for the year ending 12/31/2021. It's 2021 in review. January 2021 recap. January 1st, 2021, T-Mobile data breach, exposed phone numbers and call records. T-Mobile has announced a data breach exposing customers' proprietary network information, including phone numbers and call records. January 8th, Beware of second stimulus check scams. Some scams also try to trick the user into paying a fee upfront in order to receive the check. January 15th. Microsoft source code allegedly for sale on SolarLeaks website. The SolarLeaks website claims the data for sale is that which was stolen in the attack. January 22nd. How the SolarWinds attack opened a Microsoft 365 cloud breach. These types of attacks are particularly dangerous because the attacker can pose as anyone in the organization and bypass primary security controls. January 29th. Update your iPhone and iPad right now. Apple is reporting 3 security vulnerabilities that have been actively exploited by hackers. February 2021 recap. February 5th. Better Business Bureau warns against posting pics of vaccination card. The BBB reminded the public that the COVID-19 vaccination cards contain self-identifying information that can open one up to identity theft. February 12th. Hacked Florida water plant used shared passwords and Windows 7 PCs. The Oldsmar, Florida water plant, hacked earlier this week, used outdated Windows 7 PCs and shared passwords, the Associated Press has reported. February 19th. Uninstall the Share It Android app now to avoid critical vulnerabilities. According to researchers at Trend Micro, Share It suffers from many fatal flaws that could let hackers execute code on your device, install malicious apps, and more. February 26th. Does Clubhouse share data with China? A report by the Stanford Internet Observatory confirmed that the popular audio-only hangout app Clubhouse has ties to China. March 2021 recap. March 5th. Microsoft Exchange servers hacked. Microsoft informed users this week that a series of attacks have been detected against on-premises versions of Microsoft Exchange Server. March 12th. Hackers breach 150,000 security cameras. One of the hackers told Bloomberg that the group simply found the credentials for a Vergada administrator account publicly exposed online and used that to gain access. March 19th. FaceTime users suffer wave of group call spam. Pranksters are giving FaceTime users a headache with new trend of spam calls joining group calls. March 26th. Acer hit by 50 million ransomware attack. Malicious hacker gang Revil has compromised Acer with ransomware demanding a 50 million payment to decrypt the computer giant's files. April 2021 recap. April 2nd. Ransomware gang wanted 40 million in Florida schools cyber attack. The computer system of one of the nation's largest school districts was hacked by a cybercriminal gang that encrypted district data and demanded 40 million in ransom. April 9th. The Facebook data leak. What you should do today. Over the holiday weekend, we learned that over 500 million Facebook users' personal data, including phone numbers, was leaked online. April 16th. Scammers target funerals for COVID-19 victims. Phishing emails are already circulating, posing as the government offering to get people registered for assistance. April 23. TikTok sued over data collection of children. April 30th. COVID ushers in new era of cybercrime. The report suggests that the solution to this new era of crime comes down to 3 key pillars within a company: people, processes, and technology. May 2021 recap. May 7th. Hundreds of millions of Dell computers at risk. Sentinel Labs has discovered 5 high-severity flaws in Dell's firmware update driver impacting Dell desktops, laptops, notebooks, and tablets. May 14th, Colonial Pipeline reopens after ransomware attack. The largest petroleum transport company in the United States, Colonial Pipeline, has resumed business as usual this week after halting all pipeline operations last Friday. May 21st, insurer against ransomware payments gets hit with ransomware. Just a week after announcing it would no longer cover ransomware payments in France, global insurance company AXA has been hit with a targeted ransomware attack. May 28th, Bose notifies employees about ransomware attack. 60 days after it was detected, audio tech giant Bose notified affected employees that their HR data had been involved in a ransomware attack. June 2021 recap. June 4th, White House suspects Russian ransomware group in JBS attack. JBS, the world's largest beef producer, reported that it had been the victim of a ransomware attack. June 11th, global crime sting. Some 16 countries were involved in the operation that was headed by the FBI and Europol, along with Dutch and Swedish police. June 18th, a single CDN error took down websites across the globe. Fastly experienced a configuration error which caused some major websites such as Twitch and Reddit to go down globally for almost an hour. June 25th, data thieves offer victims data to rivals. Illegal data selling group Marketo emailed their victims' competitor companies to offer a demo pack of the stolen data. July 2021 recap. July 2nd, Microsoft signed a driver loaded with rootkit malware. Bleeping Computer says Microsoft has confirmed that it signed NetFilter, a third-party driver for Windows containing rootkit malware that circulated in the gaming community. July 9th, REvil ransomware attacks systems using Kaseya remote IT management software. Customers who experience ransomware and receive a communication from the attackers should not click on any links. They may be weaponized. July 16th, notorious ransomware gang REvil mysteriously disappears after causing global havoc. After causing international mayhem, a notorious cybercrime group appears to have disappeared. 723. Nasty Linux Systemd security bug revealed. Affected releases are Systemd versions up to and including 239. 730. COVID cert vaccine check service halted after data leak. What this points out is that the more of these certificates or passports the government mandate, the more breach vectors are available to the dark side. August 2021 recap. August 6th, U.S. Senate calls out Fed agencies for poor security. After an investigation, the Senate committee found many of the agencies had failed to implement baseline cybersecurity practices. August 13th, botnet attacks target millions of home Wi-Fi routers. According to Tom's Guide, all vulnerable routers were manufactured by Taiwanese tech company Arcadian. August 20th, Memorial Health System recovers from ransomware. The network reported on Sunday, 8/14, that it experienced an information technology security incident that caused it to suspend all online access across its 64 clinics. August 27th, Microsoft Exchange attacks are back. The attacks this round differ from the Hafnium attacks in that they target a different vulnerability, Microsoft's proxy shell. September 2021 recap. September 3rd, BEC scam swindles $2.3 million from small U.S. town. The business email compromise scam was detected when Conval School District reported it had not received its monthly $1.2 million transfer from the town. September 10th, Howard University cancels classes due to ransomware. Campus Wi-Fi was also taken down. An update to the community on the issue was promised each day at 2 p.m. September 17th, Apple releases patch against Pegasus spyware. Just a week before the newest iOS comes out, Apple released a security update. September 24th, Epic data breach impacts 15 million users. Hacktivist group Anonymous leaked 180 gigabytes of stolen data from Epic's servers, including over 15 million email addresses belonging both to customers and non-customers of Epic. October 2021 recap. October 1st, Bloody Stealer malware attacks gaming platforms. Bleeping Computer stated gamers are usually targeted by threat actors with malware-laced game cheat tools. October 8th, users scammed by No Time to Die fakes. Hackers are using the film as a lure to find victims. October 15th, Intuit warns of QuickBook phishing attacks. An email phishing campaign impersonating QuickBooks is trying to steal phony renewal payments from users. October 22nd, massive campaign uses YouTube to push password-stealing malware. Widespread malware campaigns are creating YouTube video to distribute password-stealing Trojans to unsuspecting viewers. October 29th, FBI issues PSA to warn of unemployment benefit scams. The fake websites prompt victims to enter sensitive personal and financial information. November 2021 recap. November 5th. Scammers lie in wait on Craigslist vacation rentals. Scammers had pulled photos from other sites like Zillow or Vrbo to create phony rental ads where they would require prospective renters to pay by bank transfer. November 12th, Robinhood hack leaks millions of names and email addresses. On November 8th, a hacker tricked a customer support employee into giving them access to the company's customer support system, which is how they were able to obtain the personal information for so many Robinhood users. November 19th, plant a tree for every pet picture goes viral. Plant a Tree Company says they deleted their original post after 10 minutes. November 26th, new Windows 0 Day with public exploit lets you become an admin. This vulnerability was discovered by security researcher Abdelhamid Nasiri. December 2021 recap. December 3rd, malware on Google Play downloaded 300,000 times. Researchers have found that 12 apps downloaded more than 300,000 times from Google Play were scams that infected devices with malware. December 10th, scammers pose as crypto support on Twitter. A crypto support bot scam discovered in May has now increased and widened its breadth of targeted cryptocurrency users. December 17th, hackers start pushing malware in worldwide Log4Shell attacks. Threat actors and researchers are scanning for and exploiting the Log4j Log4Shell vulnerability to deploy malware or find vulnerable servers. Stealthy blister malware slips in unnoticed on Windows systems. One of the payloads that the researchers call Blister acts as a loader for other malware and appears to be a novel threat that enjoys a low detection rate. December 31st. A recap of each weekly security news roundup during 2021. And that wraps up this Avast Security News recap of 2021. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Bob. Wow, that was pretty great. Yes, thanks so much.
Took a
For
while
those
to
of
put
you,
that together.
yeah, yeah. So tell me this year's going to be better.
Wish I could, but I can't.
Just to let you know, Bob, not only does he do security videos, but he does a lot of videos on everything. So you can find the links to all his great work and all the things he does in our newsletter, which will be out tomorrow. Just click the link in there and it'll take you to the site, and you can see all the great work that he does. Thank you so much for all you do, Bob. That was certainly enlightening. Thanks so much. All right. I just want to acknowledge that Jim Gould is logged in, and he's from San Salvador, El Salvador. And so we are now broadcasting Australia, El Salvador, Germany, all over the place, United States, Canada. Wow, that's pretty cool. So welcome, Jim. Hopefully you have a good connection. All right.
Thank you so much, Ron. It's
there
nice
you are.
to be
Hi.
here.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris is here too.
Yeah, good for you. So you made it down safely?
Yes, made it down safely, but we have to isolate for some time. So that's
Hi,
what
Chris.
we're doing here.
Yeah, good. All right. Well, we're just chugging along with the show. So
Yeah, carry on
all right.
as you were.
I just thought this is pretty cool. There are lots of interesting things happening. All right. All right. Let's see I've got a little something for you here. Let me share your, we're going to talk a little bit about something interesting, I think. Is the ECG app. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. How many times have you been watching your favorite video and say, gee, I'd like to send that to my friend? How would I do that? Let me show you the best way to do that today. Well, let's watch the video and see. Now, that was a video called The Misunderstood Galaxy Watch 4 that I made last year. The purpose of this video today is to show you the different ways that you can pass on the links to this video if you'd like to share it. So let's have a look at this and see how it's done. Is the ECG app going to diagnose your heart? So this is the screen that we're watching the Misunderstood Galaxy Watch 4. And if you come to the top, you'll see here is the URL, which is the link to this video. So what we could do is just take this, we're going to highlight it, and we're going to right click and copy this, and then we're going to come over, and I'm going to send an email to my friend Byron and tell him about this great video. So all I have to do is click paste and copy the URL, and here is the URL of that specific video. Now, one of the big advantages of using Gmail with YouTube is that by placing that URL or the web link into our email, after we send it, the receiver gets a clickable link. In other words, this automatically makes a link that you can click and it will take you right to the video. So let's watch how this is done. We now have sent the email and you'll see a clickable link. Let's click this link. And is the ECG app going to diagnose your heart? And here we have the video playing. So that is the first way in which you can send the link to your friend. All right, let's look at the second way. In the email I've shown you now, I've added a text saying, Byron, you must watch this great watch video. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to come down now to this little button at the bottom. It says insert link. I'm going to click this, and now I'm going to paste that URL here. We can even test this by clicking this button here, and it will show us that the test link is okay. And now I'm going to say okay, and now we have created a clickable link, but it's not And now we've created a clickable link, but is related to the text that we've put in. So you just click on this text and it will play the video. This is called an embedded link. Lots of fun to do this, and it looks much nicer than the one above. Let's see what it looks like when Byron gets the copy. All right, now we've sent this email to Byron, and you'll see that this is the URL link, and this is what it looks like. And then this is the embedded link. Click this. So you could click either of these two links and they will take you directly to the video. All right, let's look at our email again. In this email, I've now added, Byron, watch the below link for a great video. So now I'm going to insert a link below here, but let's go and find out where the link. We've now come over to our video, and I want you to come down to the share option here. We're going to click share, and what we're going to see is this is the URL identifier for that video, but there's a unique, if you want, serial number or identifier for that specific video that you'll see after it says YouTube. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to now place this underneath Byron. Now what I want you to look at carefully here is this is an embedded link. In other words, we didn't have to actually embed the link. This is a special link that Google has made available that will automatically embed itself into your email. So this is a clickable link. You actually can save some steps. Also, if you come up now to our Chrome browser and you click just that link, no www or anything like that, and we hit enter, guess what you're going to find? You're going to find here's the video. So it is a searchable link just by that unique identifier. All right, here are the three ways in which we could send a link. I sort of like the middle one. You can choose on which you prefer. But just remember, if you look at the third option I showed you, this is a unique identifier link that you can use in your website design. And in most cases, just by typing this identifier in, you'll be able to embed the link. All right, let's fourth way of sending this to Byron. We're going to come back to our video, and as we come down, we're going to see, remember we did the share button before, but now we're going to do the save button. So let's click the save, and this is going to bring up this menu. And I'm going to create a new playlist. So let's click create new playlist, and I'm going to say videos for Byron. We're going to make this unlisted so only Byron can see these. And now we're going to go create. And if we go to save the video again now, we will see the videos for Byron. And we're going to click this and click this now. All right, let's go back to the home screen on YouTube. If you come down here on the left side, you're going to see history, videos. Keep coming down until we say show more. Let's click this. And here we have our videos for Byron. This is where the playlists are shown. So we're going to click on this one, which is videos for Byron, and you'll see here's our video. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this little link here to share. So what we're going to do now is we're going to share the playlist. This is going to be interesting. So I'm going to click this little button here, and this is going to, of course, give me a URL. I'm going to copy this URL, and let's come back to our letter, which we see here. So when we come back to our email that we're sending to Byron, I've now added, Byron, keep this link for great watch videos. So instead of sending him the link to the one video, we're going to paste in this link And once Byron saves this link, any videos that I add to that playlist, Byron automatically will be able to be updated and see. So this way we can send a lot of different videos as we discover them to Byron for great watch videos. Now in the fifth link, you'll see that I've taken and embedded the URL in the fourth link into the sentence. So it now is an embedded link, and I think looks a little bit better. I'm not going to go over how to do that as we just did it in the prior link. All right, the sixth way to do this would be to shorten the original URL link up a little bit. And I've used two pieces of software in the past to do this. I've used a Chrome extension called Bitly or one called tinyurl.com. Both of these are free and available as an extension on your browser. Let me show you how to use Bitly. Now I find with the embedding feature that I use in email, I don't often use these programs anymore, but I just wanted to show you how Bitly works. It's quite easy, it's free, and let me show you how it can shorten the length of a URL for your email. All right, here we are back at the misunderstood Galaxy Watch 4, and let's come up. This is the URL that we're on, and this is what we use to play this particular video. So we're now going to just highlight this, and we're going to come over to this little circle here, which is the Bitly extension that I have installed. We're going to click this, and this is the Bitly extension that pops up. Now we can title this, and we can title this as the misunderstood. We'll just call it the Galaxy Watch. And I'm going to copy the extension. I'm going to copy this. This is the shortened URL. I'm going to copy this now. So we're going to take this link we've copied and bring it over here to our email that we're going to send Byron. And we're now going to paste this in. And as you'll see, this is a shortened URL as compared to this original long link that we have. And this would, of course, could be embedded into a link as we've shown you before, but this is a way in which you can shorten up the link by using Bitly, or you can also use tinyurl. All right, let's look at our final email we're going to send to my friend Byron. You see it, I've done it 6 ways now. The first is we put the link, the exact URL link of this video, which you'll see here in example number 1. This is the URL that we copied right from our browser into the email. The second thing we did was then we changed this a bit and we embedded the URL link right into text. So in this case, in number 2, Byron just has to click on the link here and it will bring the video right up. In item number 3, we used the unique identifier for the YouTube video that I showed you where to find, and we just put that in, and we saw that it immediately became blue, which made it an embedded link. Pretty cool. We then made a playlist in item number 4. We made a playlist for Byron in which that video was put, and any future videos on watches or whatever I want to put in there, I can just add those, and as long as Byron has this link, it will show all the videos. And the 5th way was we embedded that link in 4 in number 5, and Byron, keep this link for a great watch video, and of course we embedded it in there, and Byron just has to click that and it'll take him right to the all the videos that we've put in that playlist. And item 6 is, of course, we shortened this original URL up with using a software called Bitly, and we created this shortened link here. Now, in fact, when you do send this link and we do send the email out, it will turn blue and it will be an embedded link automatically with Bitly. Those are the 6 ways in which we can use links in Gmail. Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. Please remember to like and subscribe. All right. So there we go. And that will be, Byron, you're going to get an email. There you go. And that will be up and running. I'll have the video up shortly, and if you want to replay it and look at it again, it'll be there for your future reference. Good news, Dewey has now joined us. Hopefully the meeting went well, Dewey. You're just in time to hear your segment. We're going to play it.
Very good. I'm looking forward to hearing myself. Okay?
Yeah. How did the meeting go? Did the meeting go okay?
It went quite well.
Okay, good. We'll talk later about it. Well done. All right, let's see what Dewey has to say.
Good morning, friends. I'm Dewey, and my Tech Talk topic for today is 5G fixed wireless access. I ended my last week's Tech Talk cellular phone 5G, hinting that this week I would speak on cellular fixed-based 5G, which is more commonly referred to as 5G fixed wireless access. When I began writing this Tech Talk, I had no idea of the can of worms I'd be opening. Consequently, you're hearing my third rewriting. The reason is that I had understood fixed wireless access as strictly related to cellular, but I learned that it's also very much a part of the technology of WISPs, wireless internet service providers. There are nearly 3,000 entrepreneurial wireless internet service providers in the US who provide access to individual locations using radio waves as the last link, typically from fiber optic cable. Their professional association is WISPA.org. WISPA's 1,000 members also include the evolving industry that supports fixed wireless broadband connectivity, including equipment suppliers, supported devices, and other components needed to run a successful business. Together, they provide broadband access to over 7 million US customers. Isn't that a surprise? Getting back to cellular 5G, T-Mobile is considered by many as the cellular leader in 5G in the US, but with fixed wireless access, it's a different story. Last week, CNET.com carried an article on T-Mobile's fixed wireless access, which it calls 5G home internet, that asks the question, can a mobile company meet 5G broadband speeds? T-Mobile launched their 5G home internet just last April, and it's already available to a quarter of the homes in 40 US states. That includes over 600 cities, many of them within rural areas. This makes it the most widely available 5G home internet at present in the US. However, it still relies on its 4G LTE service areas, and consequently, its internet speeds are paltry compared to Verizon. T-Mobile has only one fixed wireless access plan, and here's an overview. It costs $50 a month, has no contract, no equipment fee, and no data caps. Maximum speeds are 35 to 115 megabits download and 8 to 23 upload. Also, the company provides a free, relatively sophisticated router. It's called the T-Mobile Wi-Fi Gateway. It's an 8-inch tall combination modem and Wi-Fi 6 router compatible with T-Mobile's networks. It's pictured there at the right. If T-Mobile internet is available where you live, and if you really don't need those blazingly fast internet speeds, T-Mobile would be a good choice. Remember, it's always best to, if you can, to pick a provider that's got a signal where you spend the most time. Of course, and you don't need a T-Mobile cellular phone subscriber. You don't need to be a subscriber in order to get T-Mobile home internet. CNET.com also recently published a story on Verizon's 5G fixed wireless access home internet called Fast Enough for Phones, but What About Your House? Here are some highlights from the article. Verizon's 5G fixed wireless access is currently available in 65 US markets. Subscribers get their internet connection wirelessly from a receiving antenna on their house that picks up Verizon's signal from a nearby neighborhood broadcast antenna. It's way faster than T-Mobile, with some regions hitting near gigabit download speeds. Verizon's 5G home internet is mostly centered around the largest metro regions where the population density makes expansion more cost-effective. Deploying new cell towers is generally faster than wiring entire regions for fiber, and there's hope that Verizon will be able to bring speedier home internet to underserved parts of the country as well. Cost of Verizon's 5G home internet is $50 a month for Verizon cellular subscribers and $70 a month for others. Also, there are no contracts, no data caps, and the necessary equipment is included free. Also, if your current ISP charges you an early termination fee, Verizon will cover it up to $500, very generous. Those of you who are now offered incentive, those who subscribe, now are offered incentives like Disney Plus and AMC Plus free for a year, a free Google Nest Hub Max, and 2 months of free Sling TV. Online orders for Verizon Home Internet receive a $100 credit on their bill. I spend a good deal of time researching AT&T's fixed wireless access, and quite simply put, AT&T does not seem to be in the same league as T-Mobile and Verizon. First of all, AT&T's offering is available only in select areas of 21 mostly southeastern states. Secondly, it appears that AT&T has done little, if any, building out of the transmitting antenna towers and home or business reception equipment necessary to be deemed a provider of fixed wireless access. Consequently, we'll move on and take a look at what's happening in Canada. 5G fixed wireless access is available in Canada as well, but primarily through wireless internet service providers. Rogers is an exception, offering unlimited rural fixed wireless access internet broadcast from towers to a receiving antenna installed on homes. It's pricey. It costs $100 a month for 25 megabits per second down and 5 megabits up, and there's no cap. Not terribly fast, but there's talk of it doubling. TELUS Mobility offers their Smart Hub, pictured at the right, saying it provides fixed high-speed internet access for rural households. They go on saying, plug the TELUS Smart Hub into a power outlet, insert an active SIM card, and get access to high-speed 3G HSPA, internet connection and voice services within minutes. Note that TELUS called it fixed high-speed internet access, and that it featured high-speed 3G HSPA internet connection. Well, HSPA is high-speed packet access, a third-generation mobile broadband communication technology that offers a maximum of 14.4 megabit per second. I guess that ain't quite high speed, huh? Obviously, what TELUS offers is not 5G cellular fixed wireless access, but their own service as a WISP, a wireless internet service provider. A third quarter report by Preseam.com titled Bridging the Digital Divide, Wireless Internet Service Providers in Canada and Their Contribution stated that Canada consistently ranks among the top 15 countries in the world when it comes to fixed broadband speeds. The report went on to say that unfortunately, this doesn't include all Canadians. There are many regions and communities in the country that don't enjoy fast home internet access. This has led to a widespread digital divide across Canada, which significantly limits growth, opportunities, and prosperity for many, according to the report. Fiber to the home is how 35% of Canadian households currently access the internet. Though approximately 1 million Canadians still don't have access to broadband, the situation is gradually improving, with 26% of rural households now relying solely on fixed wireless internet access, for broadband. Preseam.com concluded by stating that there have been numerous advancements in fixed wireless access technology over the last decade. As a result, wireless internet service providers can now provide fiber-like internet speeds to customers. These speeds range from a low of 25 megabits per second all the way up to plans that offer speeds of 1 gigabit per second in some areas. Ron Brown likely enjoys his 1 gigabit service because of one of these WISPs. Well, that's my Tech Talk story for today. And unless you find fault, I'm sticking with it. Well, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Stay safe, and the good Lord willing, we'll see you next week.
Thank you so much. That was great. Very interesting. We might have some more talk about that in the question and answer, but we have to get to Hewie. Hewie, where the heck are you?
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. You're ready to roll?
I am, and I do suggest you might have a piece of paper and a pen or pencil handy, because there might be something you want to jot down in my presentation. So let me get set up here. And ready to roll.
Tech for Seniors present the website of the week with Hewie Poplock.
Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Website of the week number 7. I'm Hewie Poplock. Today we're going to talk about This Person Does Not Exist. Which one of these are not real people but were computer generated? On a scrap piece of paper, mark the numbers down. I'm going to show you several slides. Here's the next page. Mark down any you think might be fake. Again, mark down any numbers of any that you think might be fake. And there's one more. So, how many did you get? 1 per page or 5 per page? More than 5 per page? Well, the answer is all of them are fake. Yup, even me. All of these pictures were generated by computers and not pictures of real people. Generative adversarial network. Here's the definition. Generative adversarial networks, GANs, are algorithmic architectures that use two neural networks pitting one against the other, thus the adversarial, in order to generate new synthetic instances of data that can pass for real data. They are used widely in image generation, video generation, and voice generation. GANs were introduced in a paper by Ian Goodfellow and other researchers at the University of Montreal, including Yoshua Benjo in 2014. Referring to GANs, Facebook's AI research director, Jan LeCun, called the adversarial training the most interesting idea in the last 10 years. GAN's potential for both good and evil is huge because they can learn to mimic any distribution of data. That is, GANs can be taught to create worlds eerily similar to our own in any domain: images, music, speech, prose. They are robot artists in a sense, and their output is impressive, poignant even. But they can also be used to generate fake media content and are the technology underpinning deepfakes. In a surreal turn, Christie sold a portrait for $432,000 that had been generated by a GAN based on open source code written by Robbie Barat of Stanford. Like most true artists, he didn't see any of the money, which instead went to the French company Obvious.o. In 2019, DeepMind showed that variational autoencoders, or VAEs, could outperform GANs on face generation. If you're interested in how all this works, take a look at the following articles. And these articles will be listed below the video. Now, some good uses of GANs pictures: test websites, test or demo social media accounts, presentations, photos for PowerPoint or Google Slides, or maybe perhaps writing a book or story. Need photos of people without getting signed releases. And of course, there are many other uses. Now, there's some bad uses of GANs pictures: for a fake website, fake profile for a dating site, fake identity, and again, more. Send this to a friend and let them try to figure out who the family is. Those were taken from the pictures that I showed you earlier. So this has been the website of the week, number 7. This person does not exist. I'm Hewie Poplock.
There you go.
Well, we probably have some questions about that in our Q&A. Thanks, Hewie. For those of you who are over on our YouTube channel, it's time to say goodbye. We're just going to start our audio section, or our music section. So we'll see you same time next week. If you want to pop over onto our Zoom channel right now, you can do that. We still have lots of openings. So pop over here and you can participate and listen to the to Ray's music section. But we're going to stop the broadcast now.